Student conferencing.
After all of these years being stuck at a page, did you ever imagine you'd see me on stage? Now I'm here. There's no telling what man shoot. No, there's no telling what. But I'll give you a clue. For as we prepare for our performance tonight, you should all be prepared for a bit of a fright. This is not a true story we all know so well, but a story with a message that soon we will tell. For in a few moments, in a small little town, all the traveller trees will soon be cut down. Where once they stood in all their glory. Well, let's not give away the whole story.
Young children's role-playing at school can be an informative window into the language of the school. It is this language, developed in discussions with other students and teachers, that supports students' induction into the life and ways of the school and provides students with encouragement and feedback. It is also an important ingredient in preparing children to accept responsibility for their learning.
Seems like the end here is just the beginning. The message, it seems, is to look after our trees. They give us shade and the air we breathe. Without any trees, what would we climb? We could try the walls, but down we'd slide. We still need houses, tables, paper and seats. But we have to remember the story here told. When it comes down to it, we have only one world.
I need you to start thinking about what students you'd like to have involved in this design project that we're going to launch just outside the 5-6 unit. Using some of the ideas that the designers have already given us, we need to be able to brainstorm what sorts of images, symbols or narrative we want on that wall. And can you also ask some of the other students to start researching up on some ideas? You know the books that we were given? We were given those huge design books. If we can flick through some of them, get some ideas and then perhaps go on the computer and see if we can get some other thinking that might help us to come up with a plan. Okay. So research and plan would be next.
The devolution of responsibility to students for their learning requires a well thought out support system. Regular conferencing between students and teachers is pivotal to tracking children's learning. Through conferencing, a strong and supportive relationship between teacher and learner develops, providing the teacher with opportunities to offer regular feedback, while determining future learning directions and collecting evidence of a child's learning.
What about how it's going to work? How it's going to drive?
No.
No? No. What can you do to try and make sure?
Put 2 balloons.
Oh, okay. Have you researched this?
No.
No? How can you research it?
Go on Google.
Go on Google?
Yep.
Yeah? Alright, is there any other ways you can try and figure out how it might work?
Look in books.
In books?
In the junior school, conferencing takes place when teachers discuss and record student choices for learning agreement time and when students are in small group situations such as target teaching. Teacher questioning provides rich information about children's theories and understandings and helps the teacher determine future learning needs. Shared documentation within the learning unit is central to the concept of student voice and is brought to the table each week when teachers plan. As the children move through the school, conferencing becomes more individual, with students increasingly taking on passion projects and a more personalised curriculum. In the Year 5 and 6 Autonomous Learning Unit, conferencing takes place weekly, but can be more frequent if there is a need. Students bring their learning journey, documentation book and any other evidence of learning to the conference. Teachers bring collective evidence such as target teaching documentation and keep records of the conference discussion. Teachers also provide the technology for displaying and considering children's digital work.
A while ago about getting an actor in to talk about fleshing out the script, and it was called workshopping the script. Are you still interested in getting that actor in to do that?
Yeah.
Yep. Right, because I think we're probably at the point now where it's worth bringing him in. Okay, so I'll make contact with him, or perhaps you can help me write a letter to him to invite him into the school. Yep. Johnny, how's your project going? It's on clocks?
The excursion, we're going to see how clock works, and we'll try to make one ourselves.
Okay, so if we're going into the clock excursion, that's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what are the key questions that you're trying to ask on the excursion that you want to find out?
During the conference, the student discusses the learning they have undertaken the previous week and sets goals for the coming week. Evidence of learning is examined and discussed by the teacher and student together in collaboration. Teacher questioning is designed to push the student's thinking into new areas, consolidate previous learning, and support the development of thinking frameworks. Student well-being and workload are also addressed during the conference, with organisation skills and learning preferences being considered, thus providing the student with the opportunity to negotiate their learning according to their interests and passions. The conference is an important component in the formative assessment of the school, used by both student and teacher to build a comprehensive picture of student progress.